Hello, everyone. We started Fountain of Light Ministries just under a year ago, with the anniversary actually coming up this December. And I just wanted to share with you the journey that God has taken us on and how He used this channel and the miracle story of how this channel actually got started. So, a year ago, I came to America and I met Jeremy, who we all know on the channel as my very best friend. He was the best man at my wedding. And God really brought us together. We were Bible studying together and we just hit it off from the beginning. And I remember with Jeremy, we actually found camaraderie and friendship in the fact that both of our fathers had passed away around about the same time, and that heartache and that trauma and that bond that we built together was through how God had led us and how God had brought us through the fire to the peace and the love of His character, and how He helped us to overcome the hardship and the sorrow of losing our masculine role model at the time that we did. And I remember when we were just talking together, and we were like, we have to share with other people the amazing journey that God has taken us on, how He healed us, and how amazing, and share that God can be your father. God can help you overcome your trauma. And I remember in the beginning with me and Jeremy, we were just talking and we're like, yeah, we need to start a channel. And we were like, originally, I didn't want to show my face and Jeremy didn't want to show his face. And we were like, oh, we can just do voiceover. We won't show our face. And I remember the next day I was talking with Rachel, who was my girlfriend at the time, and she came to me and she told me what God had revealed to her. And she gave me the most amazing study of Revelation about how everything's coming into play, and about the 144,000, and about the end, and about how God's opening up and revealing the books that have been sealed from the beginning, about how now at the end it is speaking and not lying, and how it's tarried, and how it's just coming into fulfillment. And I remember what Rachel had shared with me was so powerful that I immediately knew that this is the ministry. This is what we have to do. We have to share. We have to share what God has given us, the opening of the books. And so we went back and we told Jeremy, and we're all on board. And we knew that we had to show our faces. We had to start, and we had to open up and read the Bible, get the end time truth that's being revealed right now. And then after that, we had an issue, which was, how are we going to film these videos? Where are we going to film them? Because Jeremy's house was too far away at the time, and Rachel and I, we weren't living in places that were suitable for filming. And so we were praying about that, and we're like, Lord, what's the next step? We feel this calling, and Tony showed up. And he invited me, Jeremy, and Rachel all randomly one day to his house. And as we were over there, we're just eating lunch. His wife makes the most amazing food, when I tell you. And we were over there, and me and Rachel and Jeremy, we were sharing with Tony all the amazing things that God had revealed about Revelation, about the end, and all these things we were just going through. And Tony was like, wow, we have to do a video on this. And we were like, oh, yeah, no, that's what we were thinking. We were thinking of creating a channel. And Tony was like, you guys, I got a place for you to film. And that's what happened is we started filming at Tony's house. He bought a bunch of mics and the equipment, and it was just incredible. And of course, my mother came along from South Africa, and that's how the team got started. Literally every step of the way, God just brought every person that needed to be there. He first gave the calling, then he gave the message, then he gave the location and the persons, and everything just fitted together perfectly. And after that, at the time we had no idea. We were still figuring filming out, we were still figuring editing out and everything, and at the time we didn't quite know what we were doing. So we filmed, and would film on whoever's phone looked the best, and the audio came out the best. And then we went ahead and we bought a memory stick, this exact memory stick right here. Now this memory stick has got a twofold, where one prong goes into the phone and the other one goes into the computer. Jeremy had bought this at Walmart or whatever, and it was really nifty. So we plugged it in, and we got all the videos. We filmed a bunch of videos. We put them all on this memory stick, and we kept it. And this was how we transferred to edit videos. And so in the first time we took it home, we are going to go edit it, and the person who was originally going to edit the videos, who's going to remain nameless, they went home, and we all went home. We were happy and we were excited, and then we got a text. And the text on the group chat was, "Oh no, guys, I can't find the memory stick. It must have fallen out of my pocket. It's gone. I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to film everything again." And we were all just, "Oh man, we're gonna have to film everything again. That sucks." And we were just like kind of sad about it. And the weather was awful. For the next 2 to 3 days, it was pouring rain. Just pouring rain. And so on the third day after that, I thought the sun's come out, and I decided, let me go for a run. And so I actually drove over to Tony's house because Tony lives really close to where I live. And I went over there and I went for a run along his driveway because he's got a really nice place, a nice long driveway. And so, and as I was running, I ran all the way there, and I was running back. And as I was running back to my car, I looked and I saw in the mud, in the gutter, right by the edge of the road, was this exact memory stick, soaking wet, covered in mud, with just the tip sticking out. And I picked it up. I'm like, oh wow, that's amazing. God help me find the memory stick. But then I realized, well, it's been in the mud and the rain for 3 days. There's no way that it's going to still contain. It's not going to be damaged. There's no way it's going to work still. And so I rushed inside. I told Tony, hey, look, I found the memory stick. This is awesome. And, but I was like, it's not going to work. But I mean, that's pretty cool. I got it. And so we washed it off, and I dried it off with a towel and everything. And I plugged it into my phone. And miraculously, by God's grace, all the content was still on the memory stick, and we were still able to use it. And this is still that exact same memory stick that I have here. But now, you think the story's over, but it keeps going with this memory stick. So what happened is, after that, we filmed again, and we used it again, and we put everything on it, and we went home, and I went home, and I took the memory stick, and I kept it because I was going to edit it, and as soon as I got home, my uncle was like, hey, Josh, we got an issue with the sewage. We need your help. And naturally, I jumped out. I put on a big welding jacket and everything. I went out there, and they had this big sewage tank that they had found, and I had to go in there, and I dug out all the mud and the sewage, and I was in there with a spade, and I was working there throughout the night, and it was like late, and until probably like 10 o'clock at night, just shoveling the sewage and everything, and I got covered in it, and I got this picture here with me, and in this picture, keep in mind, this was rainy, pouring rain as well. This was in the middle of the rainy season, and I went home and I took off all the clothes, and I just threw them outside because I didn't want to deal with them. It's gonna rain. They can wash off. They can get rain. So I threw them all outside in a little bundle outside, and I went inside and I slept. And the next morning I woke up and I'm like, let me take the memory stick and let me do some editing. And lo and behold, I couldn't find the memory stick. And I was just praying, Lord, please tell me the memory stick isn't in my pants that I did digging in the sewage yesterday. Please. And so I ran outside, I grabbed the pants, I looked, and lo and behold, the memory stick was inside the pants, full of sewage, full of mud, completely soaked from a whole night's rain. And I took this memory stick out, and so I went in and I prayed and I said, Lord, please, if it be your will, and if you want us to keep going with this channel and everything, please can the memory stick work again? And so I took the memory stick, I plugged it into the phone, and by God's grace, it worked. This exact same memory stick, I still hold. It still works, and it's still got all the videos on it. And it was such a miracle. And I remember this little miracle that twice God helped us find this memory stick and saved it. And saved us, because at the time we only had one way of keeping the videos on because we weren't very computer tech at the time, and it was such a miracle. And this miracle kept us going because I remember when we started the channel. As soon as we started the channel, we started uploading videos. By the fourth or fifth video, each of us started getting spiritual warfare. We started getting attacked by the devil. I remember each of us in our individual lives it was getting so bad, and that we had a phone call, and we were like, hey guys, we're getting slaughtered out there. And so we can't keep doing this. And so what we ended up doing is we actually started a prayer group where every day for like the next 2 months We just, every evening at 6 o'clock, we had a call and we each prayed for each other in that call. And that call, I believe, is what allowed us to keep going and in the channel, because there were problems, there were a lot of strife, but that prayer for each other helped us so much. Some of us had medical issues, some of us had family issues, but the prayers that we were praying for each other, and the way that God held us together so firm, is something that only He can do. And this miracle of this memory stick, about how God wanted us to keep uploading videos and wanted us to keep going, and He kept working in each of our lives. And I just want to say today, for each of you, that no matter what happens, no matter what stresses you go through in life, no matter what trauma is coming, that if you dedicate your life to God, surrender yourself to Him wholly and completely, He will not abandon you. He will never leave you nor forsake you, for He will perform miracles to make you do what He has in store for you. And God has a beautiful plan for your life. At the moment or at the time, it might not seem like God's working in your life. It might not seem like this is the best option, but it is. No, even if you can't see it right now, that it is the best thing, because you've given your life to God and God is working it to His glory and to you, so that you will be so happy. And that is the honest truth, especially now as we're getting all these revelations about the end of time and about the major and minor books, and about with everything that God's opening. We believe that Christ's second coming is just around the corner, that the end of time is here, and that everything is going to work out according to God's will. At the end of the day, it's only Him, it's only through prayer and supplication that we can glorify and be ready for that time. Because when the time comes, and it is just at the door, at the end it will speak and not lie, God is opening up the books. Things like the Dead Sea Scrolls are being opened up. Things like the major minor books towards the end. Things like Habakkuk and Daniel, they're all being revealed. Amos. New revelations are coming. This isn't just preparation. This is, right now, we are getting so close to the end. And right now we have to be ready. We have to watch. We have to pray. And because of that, we are actually excited to announce that we are going to be creating a new channel called Fountain of Health Ministries. This channel will be focusing more on the health message, on eating healthy, about how preparing your body and your mind so that you can be on a spiritual plane with God that He has prepared for you. For your body is the temple of the Lord. And one of the only ways that we can be ready to stand firm is if our minds, our bodies, and our souls, both physically, mentally, and spiritually, are in tune with God. And so with that, we have already got some videos up on Fountain of Health Ministries. This channel will be focusing more on the health message, on the mental health side, on growing your relationship with God through your exercise and through your body and through your mind. While our Fountain of Light Ministries will continue to do videos on prophecy, on Christ soon coming, and on building our relationship with God in the spiritual realm as well, and reading our Bibles and being prepared, because God is doing a work in this day that the heathens, that all will be amazed at. And what He is revealing is just incredible. And so once again, I encourage you today, please, if you haven't already, go take a look at the new channel, subscribe, look at the videos, just enjoy. But most importantly, surrender yourself to God, because He will do wonders in your life. If you dedicate your life to Him, how can your life go astray? Please, I encourage you today, reaffirm your commitment every day. Die daily like Paul. Surrender yourself to God, and He will perform miracles in your life. Maybe not the miracles that you want for yourself, but He will perform the miracles that you need. The miracles that will glorify His name, and the miracles that you didn't even know you needed. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless all of you.